Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Erik Spoelstra has surprisingly never won one NBA award. During his time as head coach of the Miami Heat, Erik Spoelstra has brought the team to new heights, including securing 2 championships and multiple Eastern Conference Finals wins. Despite that, he has never won a very coveted NBA prize. As noted by ESPN Bet, Spoelstra has never been named NBA Coach of the Year, even though he has found amazing success with his team and was named one of the 15 greatest coaches of all time. Spoelstra has been head coach of the Heat since the 2008 to 2009 season. Since then, Miami has won the Eastern Conference Finals 4 times and has also earned 2 championships in 2012 and 2013. There has been a lot of talk about Heat culture and how the team works together and the chemistry they have created. Whether he gets credit for it or not, Spoelstra is at the center of all that and is a huge part of what the Heat have achieved over the years. Spoelstra likely won't be winning Coach of the Year this season, but his team is once again hot in the playoff hunt. After Wednesday night's win over the Boston Celtics, people are remembering how special Miami is and how they have repeatedly beaten expectations and set new standards for themselves. They have been underdogs many times before and counted out by plenty of people, but the Heat have consistently overcome the odds. Spoelstra is 53 years old and shows no signs of slowing down. And the Heat are continually impressing the NBA fanbase with their success stories. Therefore, he still has a chance of winning Coach of the Year in the future. Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo shares fierce response to Kristaps Porzingis' take-on matchup after Game 2 win. After the Miami Heat got crushed in Game 1 of the first-round series versus the Boston Celtics, Kristaps Porzingis was asked if his matchup against Bam Adebayo was a personal one. To that, the Latvian unicorn said that he doesn't care, and this focus in the series is solely on helping his team beat Miami. Adebayo was later asked about his take on what Porzingis said following the Heat's incredible 111-101 win over the Celtics in Game 2 on Wednesday and calmly addressed it, saying that he's not one to pay attention to such sidelights. Like Porzingis, Adebayo said that it's all about finding a way to help his team, hat tip Noah Dalzell of Celtics blog. It is what it is. He can say what he wants. We're just going to go out there in between those lines and handle business. In Game 2, Adebayo clearly got the better of Porzingis. He finished the game with 21 points and 10 rebounds while also being plus 20 on the floor. Porzingis, on the other hand, struggled. The Celtics center came up with just 6 points on a horrid 1/9 shooting from the field while also finishing with an embarrassing plus-minus of -32. The Miami Heat already are in some dire straits and the NBA playoffs are only 3 days old. There's still time, but the Celtics delivered a humbling 20-point drubbing in Game 1 in Boston, and did so by burying the Heat under a wave of 3-pointers. The Heat's defense was stretched too thin trying to defend the arc. Boston tied a franchise high with 22 makes from the 3-point line, and there was not much evidence that the Heat can slow the Celtics' high-powered offense. Oh, and Jimmy Butler is all but certain to miss the entire playoff series with a knee injury, yet another hindrance for the already hobbled Heat offense. Should the Heat bow out of the playoffs in the first round this year, after last season's magical run from the play-in to the NBA Finals, it might finally be time for President Pat Riley to get serious about changing the star landscape of the team. The Butler-Bam Adebayo-Tyler Herro trio may well have gone as far as it can go. As ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski said recently, I think Miami will be in a position again to use the assets they have to go out and get another all-star level player that maybe connects more on the timeline of Bam Adebayo and his age. At Bleacher Report, they're suggesting adding a new star to the mix, a player who is on the same career trajectory as Adebayo, who needs to take the reins as the team's future cornerstone. That player, Pelicans star Brandon Ingram. Celtics star Kristaps Porzingis makes promise after ugly Game 2 outing. Kristaps Porzingis had one of the worst nights of his Boston Celtics career at one of the worst possible times. Boston's 7'2" center made just one field goal against the Miami Heat in Game 2 of their playoff series on Wednesday, April 24. The Heat shocked the heavily favored Celtics, winning 111-101 to even the playoff series at a game apiece. After taking a day to reflect on his ugly outing, Porzingis made it clear things won't be the same when the teams square off in Game 3 on Saturday. Not a whole lot went well for the Celtics in Game 2 against the Heat. Boston entered as a 14-point favorite, but the Heat won by 10. The game brought back nightmares of last season's Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. In that one, the Celtics were significant favorites at home against the Heat in a winner-take-all game with a berth in the NBA Finals on the line. The Heat embarrassed the Celtics, winning 103-84. This season, the Celtics finished with the best record in the league and earned the top seed throughout the playoffs. The 8th-seeded Heat, playing without their best player, Jimmy Butler, shocked the NBA world with the Game 2 victory after losing by 20 in the series opener. In Game 2, Porzingis finished with 6 points after going 1-for-9 from the floor. A solid three-point shooter, Porzingis went 0 for 4 from long range. Porzingis gave credit to the Heat, but also pointed out his struggles. "They did a hell of a job, to be honest," Porzingis said, "and I didn't have a good offensive game at all." Porzingis said he'll continue to do the same things he does before every game. He won't change a thing. He did say to expect different results, promising a better offensive output. "Nothing changes for me," he said. "Good game, bad game, I stay the same. I'll make sure I'm better offensively, 100%. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both did their part for the Celtics, combining for 61 points on 23-for-43 shooting. The supporting cast, however, was off. In addition to Porzingis' struggles, Jrue Holiday finished with 9 points on 4-for-12 shooting. Peyton Pritchard, who typically provides instant offense off the bench, played 20 minutes and didn't even get a shot off. Derek White scored 13 points. While Tatum and Brown combined to go 23-for-43 from the floor, the Heat went 23-for-43 from three-point land, and that was the difference in the game. Tyler Herro and Caleb Martin teamed up to go 11-for-17 from beyond the arc, giving the Celtics fits. Brown gave credit to Heat coach Eric Spoelstra for Miami's game plan. "I think they're well coached," Brown said. "I think that's a credit to their coaching staff and organization. They put together a good game plan for them. They felt confident, and they came out and executed. I just think they made a lot of shots that normally we feel comfortable with, but it's the playoffs. It is what it is, and you've got to adjust, and we've got to play ball. We've got to respond." And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Kristaps Porzingis? Leave your opinion in the comments.